Hi guys, how's it going? Ivano here, and today we are looking at the best Vi player in the world, and it's always something that's nice to do if you want to learn a champion. And in this case, of course, we are looking at Vi. Now, Vi is a champion that's great in lower elo, but also in pro play. But the interesting thing when I looked at this list is there's not a lot of players on Vi that are actually, high GM or even challenger. What was interesting, what I noticed is that, there's basically three builds. The one is a kind of bruiser setup with Hail of Blades, and then you rush Sunart Sky. Typically go Black Cleaver second, and that's the highest win rate build for a long time now on Vi. And the second build is more lethality focused, or maybe rushing an Eclipse. And after this first item, you would buy some lethality. Some people are playing Vi mid. They would maybe go into Profane Hydra. Yomus is also great on Vi for the movement speed. But that's the second build, but there's no one in really high elo playing that. And the third build that people are playing is Conqueror Vi, which usually people run with Sunart Sky Rush, and some people are running Trinity Force. With those builds, typically you go, obviously Precision Tree for the Conqueror keystone, and then the secondary would be Inspiration, where everyone is running the free boots, and then Cosmic Insight as secondary runes. But if you go all the way to the top of the list, you will see there's a lot of players around kind of sitting 200 LP Master. There's a couple of Grandmasters, well, actually only one. But then all the way on top of the list of Vi players, there's one guy who is 960 LP Challenger in Korea. So clearly this guy knows something that the other guys don't, because he is really an OTP. He plays Vi in 96% of his games. Has a win rate of almost 55% in Challenger Korea. So clearly this guy knows what he's doing. He's playing Conqueror Vi with Triforce Rush every game. So we'll take a look today at one of his games that he played recently. But before we get into that, let's take a look at his build that he runs, the runes, because they are also slightly different to what everyone else is doing, which I find interesting. And the first thing you notice here is that he always runs Sorcery Secondary with Water Walking and Transcendence. So interesting choice here, Water Walking, right? He wants to fight a lot in the river, gets that bonus AD and movement speed, of course, and then also Transcendence for some mid-game scaling with the ability haste and the cooldown reduction. Very interesting because I've not seen anyone else run this. Everyone else, like I said, usually runs Inspiration, but this guy always goes with the Sorcery. He also always goes Green Smite, where some other players are, usually playing Blue Smite, Green Smite, depending on if they're engaging or getting engaged on. He always runs the setup. He doesn't really have any variation. And like I said, he's the highest Vi in the world, almost 1k LP in Challenger Korea. So clearly what he's doing is working. Another thing I noticed, he always runs the CDR boots. So together with the Transcendence, he clearly values that very highly. And another thing that is interesting for him, he always goes Trinity Force first. And I've tried that myself. I think it's a really nice power spike. Particularly the attack speed feels really good when you complete that item. And then when you run Trinity Force, of course, it also makes a lot of sense that he maxes W second. Most Vi guides will tell you to max E second, but W actually has been the higher win rate option already for a couple of patches at least. So if you check it on Lodalytics, you will see that just by maxing W second, particularly when a lot of people are building HP, so you play against other bruisers or against tanks, you will have a higher win rate maxing W second. And of course, with the attack speed, you run this one, of course, with Legend Alacrity, and with the Triforce first, you have a lot of attack speed. You can proc a lot of Ws, and that gives you overall more damage than maxing E, as you would maybe do in a more lethality-focused build. But the truly unique thing in the build of this guy is that, of course, he builds his Trinity Force into Sunart Sky. So far, that's pretty standard. But his third item will usually be GA or Zeke's Convergence. And that's something I have not seen anywhere. I haven't seen any other Vi player do that. But that's definitely not a one-off. He builds Zeke's Convergence in 19% of his games, and usually as a third or fourth item. GA, of course, is very good on Vi. You're a fighter. You typically want to engage the fights. You will take a lot of damage, and then GA kind of gives you that second life. That makes a lot of sense. Interestingly, for Tenacity, since he always runs the CDR boots, he sometimes builds Wit's End, which of course also gives you MR, gives you the attack speed. So that's even more value from shredding targets with W, getting more of those off in a fight. So instead of Sterox, Wit's End, really interesting build this guy has. But now without further ado, let's jump into the game and look at how he actually plays it. So as we go into the game, like I said, every time this guy pretty much running with the green smite, giving you that shield when you upgrade the smite and jump into a fight. Level 1, usually in Korea, I guess there are a lot of fights here. But in this game, it looks like not too many interesting things are happening. We are simply guarding our entrance. Looking at the matchups, top is Rumble into an Azir, so quite spicy top matchup there. But he still decides to path down, because in the bottom lane we have a double range matchup, and we want to influence, the Karma versus the Janna together with Ezreal, hopefully getting him ahead and winning the game this way. Of course, also then starting the blue buff means that your clear is a little bit faster, because you will have that CDR. So nothing too interesting here. But we can see bot lane is already trading. Looks like Karma is already going low, but so is Zeri. So it looks like we made the right decision pathing to bot, because this is quite an explosive matchup here. Flash for flash, and Ezreal gets the first blood. Lovely. But back to our hero, the Y. Nothing too special about the clear. Y is actually one of the better clearers in the game. Now he should probably save his E for the Raptors. Just finish off the small wolves here. So let's follow Y. Doesn't Q over the wall. But yeah, he Qs all the Raptors and then clears them with E. Let's see what he does next. Looks like he is pinging mid. Of course, we're playing against a Xin Zhao, so we can expect him to do a level 3 gank. Flash is in there to finish off the Ahri, but she still has the charm. Yeah, that sucks. Procs the shield, but he still goes down there. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying, because as soon as you get charmed there, the Xin is there first, Galio's 1 HP can't help you, so you just die. Sucks a little bit, nevertheless, well, good to know that even the best players in the world make these kind of rookie mistakes sometimes. Dying level 3, obviously not what you want to have. But we simply go back to clearing our camps. Red buff would be really nice to have for that counter gank in mid. So he clears it. Let's see if he looks to gank now or clear the Crux. Looks like he wants to contest. The spot lane also has move. Okay, we see Janna. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of early fighting going on in Korea. Quite spicy here. He holds his Q for a long time and then kind of does a short Q, just to get the knockback onto Janna and proc his passive. And we pick up a kill, very nice. Also interesting that he bought a Doran's Blade after his death. So he kind of values that early fighting power, rather than having, better scaling or an earlier first item. I think very soon that will not be possible anymore, by the way. There was some talk on one of the Twitters of the League devs that they're going to make the Doran's items unique with a jungle item as well. So that's probably not going to be possible for very much longer. But yeah, nice cleanup kill there. So that's our second kill. Nice comeback in the early game. And that's one of those things, I mean, to be honest, I would have just farmed my Crux there and maybe gone for the crab. But this guy sees the opportunity, his team is here. And as I praise him, of course, he strategically inset to the Xin Zhao again. Unfortunate, could have anticipated that he was coming back out of base. And his bot lane was hitting the tower instead. 2 kills, 2 deaths. Quite an explosive early game, but nevertheless, let's check the gold. We are about even with the Xin. Of course, we're only level 4 to his level 5, so not the best early game. Let's see how he carries it from here. Puffing directly to grubs. Smiting the first one. Okay, interesting. Vi is really good at killing the grubs, right? Because her W does max HP damage. So the attack speed that he gets from the Half-Bound X really helps here. proccing many Ws, killing them quickly. Looks like he picks up the grubs, but we're still level 4. So now it's time to clear our camps. Get that level 5. It's already 6 minutes into the game. Right, because Vi, of course you can make early plays if we near. But really you want to get that level 6 and then look to make plays with your ultimate. When it comes to items, I noticed he almost always rushes the Hearthbound Axe. Again, attack speed, this guy really likes it. And I must say also it feels nice to play on Vi. If you get that attack speed, you get those W procs off. Really nice. So his blue is about to spawn, let's see what he does here. Maybe looking for an invade on the Raptors. And indeed they are up. Smites them and takes them away, lovely. Looks like we're trying to split the map here. Crocs are up as well. A little bit of counter jungling. Now we're level 5, but I think those... Will they give us level 6? Probably not, huh? Just shy of level 6. That's annoying. Could probably kill Azir here if we had ult. Xin went bot lane. But maybe the rumble damage is enough. Nope, it's not. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. I mean, that was a kill on the Azir if we had ult there. Unfortunately, it's not to be. So we go back to farm our camps. Looks like Xin got an assist bot lane, but nothing too bad yet. Overall bot lane is still even. So again, he looks to influence top lane here. Now we got our level 6. Let's see how we use it. Also interesting that he still has the warding totem, didn't switch to sweeper yet. Ooh, nice Q from the bush. Playing with the Galio ultimate, getting the knockout on Xin. He still has R, let's see how he uses it. Ah no, he R'd already. What am I talking about? Azir doesn't have ult. Oof. But the bot lane is here. Ah, that's an unfortunate bot gap. So yeah, 4 kills, 3 deaths in 8 minutes. Quite an explosive game. Rumble is here, but he only ults the wave. Very explosive early game. But he does have a lot of gold now. Checking the scoreboard. He is 500 gold up on the Xin. It definitely had more impact, even though we fed the enemy some kills as well. The good thing here is though that the kills are relatively evenly spread on the enemy team. So all of them have 1 kill, whereas he has all the gold on his team. So it's kind of his responsibility to carry now, I guess. Picking up the Phage and the boots. So now is the time when we get a lot of movement speed. Also, we don't have our ult, so movement speed is nice. It makes it a little bit easier to hit the Qs, I guess, and engage that way. 2 people on mid. They probably saw him here. Not sure if he tries to loop around anyway. A little Q for mobility. What's the Raptors? We saw the Xin on bot side. But Drake is not up yet. And he has the timers on the top side camps, so he takes them away. Starting with red. 20 seconds until ultimate. So it could line up quite nicely. I think he's definitely planning to make a play on Azir here. Well, that's the flashback. Again, nice. Ganks him from behind. Azir didn't see that coming, I think. And we get the kill even without ultimate. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a strong build, not gonna lie. I don't think we really got the best value so far out of the water walking, since most of the fights have not taken place in the river. But for sure, around level 7, now very soon, the second point of ability haste is kicking in from the Transcendence. And it looks like initially he planned to play around his bot lane, but now he changed the plan a little bit. He really focuses on those Void Grubs. And playing around his Rumble. It's of course quite strong early game. Okay, Dragon is about to spawn. Looks like party in the bot lane. RATPs. We are running down here. Of course, we're very strong. And since we didn't need our ult top, We have it ready now. Let's see who he uses it on. Probably to lock down the Ahri if I was him. Looks like bot lane dies. Sin engages on him, so he Q's out. Unlucky. Not too much to do there, I guess. So, if we can't make a play, we simply go and farm our camps. Something I noticed with this guy, and that I definitely want to improve for my own game. He always looks for the play first. He always goes play first and then camp second. So here the Drake, looks like Sin is soloing it. Galio has ult. And that's just a great combo. Steals away the Drake. Very nice. So now it's 1-1 in Drakes. Yeah. Just love when you have a Galio that engages on top of you with Y. It's a very good combination. Some of the best follow-up you can have. So now that we won the fight, we take the prize, of course, which is the enemy camps. Is he going to look for the blue buff, which is about to spawn? Is that too greedy? Yeah, he's looking for it, but the enemy is coming out of base. Can he snack it? Should be able to. He has smite. Does he have the Triforce already? Probably wants to buy the Triforce soon. Looks like Sin went top out of base. Got the kill on Rumble there. But nothing too bad yet. I don't think Azir can take many plates here. So, we farm our camps. Looking to reset into Triforce soon. And like I said, this guy always goes Triforce first. Never anything else. Of course, Triforce, the stats it gives you, it's pretty similar to Black Cleaver. Except, of course, you have the attack speed. It's a bit more expensive. And then you get the Spellblade passive instead of the Armor Shred. Oh, nice. Okay, so he gets the Lucidity Boots on top of the Triforce. As a million pings are coming down. We have the Hextech Soul. So we're flying into our topside camps here. Never want to leave those up, of course. Ultimate is still down, so now it's a perfect time to farm. Never mind. Instead of farming, we are looking to 1v1 Azir, apparently. Because ultimate is coming off cooldown. Okay, nice. So we have the pink ward. Rumble went bot for the team fight. Which means Azir will push, which means we can get a gank off. Let's see how he plays it. Wow. Q flash immediately. Buffers the Azir ultimate with his ultimate, which of course makes you unstoppable. Clean kill. I'm not sure he really needed to Q flash there. But, I mean, at the same time, it's an Azir, so I guess he can shuffle away, and he just wanted to guarantee the kill, because it means he gets a top tower now. So, really clean play. Commits the flash early, and perfectly anticipates the Azir R with his own ultimate. Team is still fighting in the bot jungle somehow, so he pushes the wave. But with 3 minions, he probably can get the turret, so he rotates over. Maybe looking for a pick in the mid lane. Or for the Rift. Why, of course, one of the junglers that can almost one-shot Rift, because again, max HP damage with a W. He already has 3 points in his W at this point. So it should be a pretty quick takedown, even though he's solo here. And then let's see what he uses the Herald on next. Immediately Q's over again for some more counter jungling. It looks like he's really ignoring his bot lane at this point. I just play selfish, trying to get as much gold, take away as much farm from the Xin as possible. If we look at the gold at this point, yeah, already 1.5k ahead. Quite a strong lead. Also 2 levels up on the Xin, but still he doesn't fight them there, right? All his team is in base, Galio is bot. So that would have been in to fight there. Instead gives it up, farms the crap. Not being greedy here. So that's the one thing I notice about this guy. He is plays quite selfish, tries to get a lot of kills. And he's very aggressive, but not greedy. He doesn't do any, or at least too many stupid plays that you would see like a lower Elo Vi do. So now let's see what he does next. Looks like this thing is on cooldown. So he just queues around. That Q cooldown, like, it's already very low. Below 4 seconds already at level 11. 16 minutes into the game. And he's at the same level as the solo laner, so that's quite insane. Ooh. Nice. He ults for the kill on Xin. Not sure if that was worth, to be honest. So now he's very low. He can't make any more plays. No camps to take either. But I guess the dragon is spawning, so probably it was worth to kill the jungler there. Are they going for it? Yeah, okay. We're first pushing the bot wave. Team is pressuring mid at this point. Xin is still dead and the Gromp is spawning, so let's see what he does. Pushes the wave, one-shots the backline with Q, and he's already level 12. He's actually ahead of both his solo laners in XP right now, which is crazy. But at this point we must have like 3k gold, huh? Yeah. 2.7k gold, let's see what he buys. Yeah, full Sundered Sky buy at 17 minutes. And now you're just crazy strong with this build. Because once you reach this power spike... Oh, unlucky Hexgate here. Once you reach this power spike, and if you're a little bit accelerated, let's say like in this game you have 7 kills, you can 1v2 pretty much. Because the healing from Sundered Sky, together with the dueling power from Triforce, is so crazy. So let's see how he uses it. Red team gets the dragon, that's a bit unfortunate, but you know, he says, whatever, screw your dragon. I'm gonna solo carry this game. And why not really a solo carry champion, at least when I play her? But of course, I'm also not challenger in Korea. Looks like no place available, the whole enemy team is missing. Probably went for a buy. So we're farming our red buff. And immediately afterwards, since there's no other camps up, we will probably look for a play right now. Let's see, maybe he wants to play around the Galio. Otherwise the game state, top lane almost even, but we find the Xin. And now here fighting in the river. We get all the extra stats from water walking, nice clean kill. No counterplay there for the Xin. Of course at this point Xin is also almost one whole item behind. He has the Triforce versus the pickaxe. So yeah, GG. And now we use the Herald. Ah, okay. I was waiting for that one. So we get the kill in the river and turn it into a siege with the Herald. Lots of tower damage from the Y coming through. And of course we focused on those Void Grubs earlier. Did he get all 6 of them? Yes, he did. And then of course the turrets are paper at this point in the game. Team rotates over. That's the nice thing about watching those replays from Korea. Everything seems so simple. Like they all just move as a unit, they make the correct macro play, you know, in 90% of the cases. It's really nice to watch. Let's see how he plays the fight. Queuing onto the Ahri. She has 2 Zhonyas, another Q. Fully charged on the Zeri. Kiting, and another Q. Even a double Q. And now only Xin is alive. Does he still have ult? Looks like he's holding ult through all of this, and now he's out of mana. But he's just so fat at this point. And the sustained damage from Triforce and the cooldown reduction from Transcendence and the Sundered Sky Triforce build really coming in clutch in this fight. He hits so many Qs, and then just when it's down, it's gonna have Q, auto E, kite out, another Q, auto E, and he got so much value from that. Just perfectly played. Okay, another kill on Janna. Ooh, fully charged Q. And remember, he still held the ult through all of this. I would have probably ulted 5 times by now in the fight before. But he just holds it, plays around the Q auto E combo, and he's fat enough that he can one-shot people with that. Very nice. And he just keeps going. He just stays here. And he's like, yeah, you want that red buff? Come and get it. Now the enemy has vision, of course. If you're Y, you never really want to be on vision. Those players here in Korea, they will dodge your Q if they can see it coming. Oh, this looks like in, to be honest. I think it's time to run. Enemy is coming from base. We get charmed. We're still alive. We're level 14. We're incredibly strong. But we have no ult, no flash. I don't know, guys. This might be a little bit in, to be honest. Get the red buff and get out is what I would say. But this guy's a maniac, and he's way better than I am. Let's see if we can outplay it. Ult is up again. We kill the Azir. Wow. Oh my god. Look at the damage. Finishes off the Zeri. And now we have 14 and 3. Insane. Yeah, it looks like this build is really strong in these kinds of skirmishes. But of course, I mean, if you have 14 kills, probably at this point any build is very strong. Not sure about this Baron. I mean, okay, it's a 5v3. Maybe they can one-shot it. Again, max HP damage. But the Xin is alive, so if they lose it, it's a good way to throw the game, to be honest. Galio goes in. He follows up. Galio ults on top of him. They need to kill the Xin here. They don't want a 50-50 and the Baron resets. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Very messy fight. We're just trying to play around our Q cooldown again. Charging Q, charging Q. Never mind, not engaging there. Instead, we are peeling off, pushing mid, and going for the dragon. So this would be the second dragon of the game for us. It's a hex tag, so quite a nice one, but still a long way of soul if we want to play that. And of course, the higher you go in Elo, it doesn't get much higher than Challenger Korea. The sooner the game ends, so I don't really expect that we're going to see a soul here. But nevertheless, nice to pick up the dragon. But the Baron was not to be. Third item, GA. This guy usually buys GA, and of course, if you're fat, it's one of the best items to buy. Gives you some AD, gives you some armor, and of course the revive passive. So what's the enemy gonna do now, right? They can focus him, but he's just gonna res with another 2k HP. And the heal from Sunart Sky that he can proc again. So GA, very good third buy. Of course, on the enemy team. You know, there's some champs that have a good mix of AD and AP. But I still think GA is a good buy here. He also had enough money to buy the Spectre's Cowl. And if I'm not mistaken, he is going to build that into either Spirit Visage or the Seeks. I actually have no idea about those two items, whether Spectre's actually builds into those. I never really built that stuff. But let's see. We found some camps. We're level 15. Looks like still highest level in the game. And our team is pinging mid. 1 million pings. Charging Q, charging Q, charging Q. You can charge Q for a long time on Y. And just kind of threaten people with it. Enemy team engages. Q. We don't have R. That's a little bit annoying. So this might be a throw. Let's see how it goes. Yep. Managed to take down the Xin. That's good. Only Jenna and Ahri are alive. But it will be tough to chase them. Ahri, of course, very slippery. Jenna with the tornadoes. Not the easiest champions to chase, but looks like Ahri made a mistake here. Ooh, is he getting outplayed? Ahri with the Zonyas and Azir peels them. So we're heading straight for the Baron. No screwing around here. No one is randomly pushing bot wave. All his team is here and they're hitting the Baron. Should go down. Xin is still dead. He's only respawning now. So unless there's a crazy steal, this Baron should be gone. Smite. Yep. Easy, secure. At this point we are 16 kills in. Let's see what they're going to do. Are they going to reset? Nope. Looks like Rumble wants to fight. He wants to end it right here. But Ezreal is pushing mid. Galio based and TP'd bot. So now we're pushing 2 lanes with the Baron. Trying to get some inhibitors. At this point we're level 16. We have our level 3 ultimate. We have GA still up. Need to be a little bit careful of our mana, but also not a big problem. Karma decides to end it all. And Azir has a turret there, so maybe not the best fight on mid, but Galio is rotating over. after pushing bot wave. Galio jumping in, under the turret. Ulting the Zeri there. Good target selection. You want to ult the AD carry, that's why Vi is strong. And we follow up with a quick QE. Zeri cannot lift that. Is that game 4 versus 2? This could very well be game. Or at least 2 inhibitors. 20 seconds on Zeri and 15 seconds on Xin. Might not be a game actually. Never underestimate Ahri and Azir. They can clear waves and they can definitely kill you. Vi is out of mana, so you need to go back to the jungle, of course. If you're a jungler in the jungle, you'll get some crazy mana regeneration. So we're just pushing one more wave. Look at this mana right now. Yeah. One more camp. Maybe he needs the gold. And let's see what he buys now. Spirit Visage indeed. Interesting. And the Zeeks. Wow. So the Zeeks is quite cheap. I think it's only like 2,200 to complete it. And it gives you health, mana, armor, and ability haste. All the good stats for Vi, of course. But then, most interestingly, after casting your ultimate, summons a storm around you for 5 seconds, dealing magic damage and slowing them. And I think, like I said, I haven't seen anyone else build this, but I think he builds it mostly for the slow, in order to stick to some of those mobile targets that he wants to lock down, like the Zeri and like the Ahri here, even the Azir. So let's see how he plays it. Of course, Spirit Visage, nice for the additional healing and shielding, which Vi is very good at, right? We have these passive shields. We get the heal from our standard Sky. Looks at this point, his team is 10k gold ahead. They still have Barons, they have all the objectives, the Void Grubs. This should be GG. He gets charmed here, but look how tanky he is with the Spirit Visage. Gets the ult, he gets the Zeeks. Zeeks doesn't really do that much in that fight. I guess it slowed the Zeri a little bit. So maybe not the best example here. But you can see the power of the GA. Galio engages on top of him. He does get a little low. His team in the meantime is taking down the towers. Rumble is still alive. Can they close it out? Another nice QE combo. And that should be the game. So yeah, interesting game. I mean, learnings from this one for sure. I think it wasn't the best example of the Zeke's convergence. But we can see how aggressive this guy plays and how many kills you can get. Even when playing bruiser Vi. A lot of aggressive fights, a lot of counter jungling. Really playing around his ultimate. And a very nice game. So that's it for today, guys. If you want to see more game reviews like this one, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.